So when we are sewing on a button, you want to get about an arm's length of thread, right? You don't want it too long because it gets tangled too easily. Okay, and you thread your needle just like you thread any other needle. And when you go to bring the threads together, hold the needle sort almost like a necklace with the two ends of the thread on either end. And then you're going to tie a knot in those two threads. And you tie that knot, whoopsie, by making a loop and pushing the thread through that loop. And that makes a knot. Okay? When you have your fabric, you come from the back. That knot is what stops the thread from pulling through. You take your button, you put the needle through one hole, and then you dive bomb straight down the other hole. And that puts the needle, or pardon me, the button where you want it to be. Okay? Then you're going to come up from the back and go down from the front. Okay? And you're going to repeat that, trying to stitch in the same spot about 5 or 6 times. Because you have 2 threads, 5 or 6 times means you're getting 10 to 12 pieces of thread holding your button in place. You want to hold your button in place nice and securely. And generally speaking, you're going to use thread that's a good match for either your button or your fabric. In this case, I picked thread that's a good match for the button. Not necessarily a good match for the fabric, but it's a nice contrast for what we want to see. When we're pretty sure that our button's on there nice and tight, give it a good tug. You don't have to reef it off. If you tug strong enough, every button will come off. But then when we do the knot at the back, and this is the part that we have to be working on today, is you're going to bring your needle through those stitches at the back, and that creates a loop. Then you pull your needle back through that loop, and that's going to create a knot. And you want to do that 3 times, okay? Because it doesn't matter how securely your button's sewn on, if it falls off because you didn't put a knot on. So you want to do that 3 times, which means you have to leave yourself a fair bit of thread when you finish so that you can maneuver everything. And then you're going to snip your threads and you've got your button sewn on there. Okay? You can pause, stop it now.